Everything you're about to hear is canon.
Yes, comment. I am Vivek, and I can answer all your questions.
In the Elder Scrolls universe, time is breakable, gods are self-made, moons can lie, and metaphysical enlightenment might involve turning into a tower. What is Kim? Why didn't Vivek break a moon? How could one man become 3 gods? You won't get answers, but you'll get the truth, exactly as written. This is the Elder Scrolls lore, without context. The Elder Scrolls universe is not like other fantasy worlds. It is not a place with rules, it is not consistent, and it is not safe. It is a dream that knows it is dreaming. There are gods here, but some were once mortals. Others are lies that became real through repetition. Some gods were created by belief, and others by editing the past. Talos is one man, or 3, a warrior, a ghost, a spy, eventually a god. The Empire says he became divine. The Elves say it's all propaganda. The Scrolls say yes to all of it. When the game Daggerfall ended, it didn't choose a single outcome, so it chose all of them. Every ending became canon, and the world broke. A god made of brass, the new medium, walks not through space, but through possibility. It collapses logic and deletes meaning. It destroyed the Dwemer, who vanished mid-sentence. Not died, not fled. They simply stopped being. Only one survived, because he wasn't there. Time in this world can be rewritten. In Skyrim, a dragon tries to devour the future. In Oblivion, entire planes of existence bleed into the mortal world. And in Morrowind, a prisoner arrives in the land of ash and prophecy. The Tribunal rule as living gods, drawing their power of a dead one. But the heart stirs another, Dagoth a dreamer building a god in secret. The prisoner walks the path of the narrow ring, slays false gods, and breaks the tools of their divinity. A god named Vivek exists out of time and space and narrative, because he realized he was fictional, and chose to remain anyway. This is called Kim. It is not a spell, not a place, it's a state of awareness, where you understand the world is not real, but still love it enough to stay. In Redguard, Yukuda is gone, swallowed by the sea. Hammerfell is broken, conquered by Tyrus Septim and his mercenary dragon. The gods are silent, the old sword singers are dust, but one man returns, a red god exile, fights for freedom. In Daggerfall, a dead king haunts the Iliac Bay, screaming for vengeance. The Emperor sends an agent to uncover the truth and recover the Amantella, the heart of a brass god. But the new medium walks, the world fractures, each power wins, each power loses. Time rewrites itself to contain the contradiction. There's a prince of madness named Shir-Gorath, but he used to be the prince of order. Every few thousand years he remembers who he was and destroys himself. The cat people of Tamriel, the Khajiit, are shaped by the moons. Depending on where they're born, they might walk on 2 legs, 4 legs, or none. The Elder Scrolls are not books, they are events. Reading one can blind you, or enlighten you, or erase you. But they always come true, even if they never happened. The Daedric princes are not evil, not good, they simply are. Immortal, indifferent, and obsessed with their own domains. Some offer boons, some eat souls. One runs an interdimensional museum of forbidden knowledge. Another offers cheese and eternal torment at the same time. There are places on Tamriel's map that do not exist, until a game needs them. Then they always existed. Retcons are not corrections here, they're divine intervention. There are mages who can vanish entire islands from time. Cults who believe the world already ended. Empires that rise by editing their own history. In the Elder Scrolls universe, canon is not a record, it's a force. And it doesn't care if you understand. None of this makes sense. None of this fits together. None of this should be canon. But it is. Welcome to Tamriel. Just don't ask too many questions. That was fun, right? There are still a lot of unanswered questions, and that's exactly what makes the Elder Scrolls lore so interesting. It's not meant to give you a clear explanation, it's designed to pull you in and make you curious. Whether this is your first look into the deeper lore, or you've been following it for years, thanks for sticking around. Elder Scrolls has always had the deepest and most interesting lore in gaming, at least for me. Not despite how contradictory and strange it is, but because of it. It's one of the few game worlds that embraces myth and mystery instead of trying to explain everything, and that makes it stand out. That's also why I'm a little cautious about the Elder Scrolls 6. I really hope it keeps that same feeling, the surreal, open-ended style that made the older games so memorable. Because over time, it feels like things have been getting more simplified. If you compare the tone and depth of Skyrim's lore to Morrowind's, it's a notable shift. Morrowind felt ancient, alien and unfamiliar. Skyrim is much more straightforward. Now that doesn't mean Skyrim isn't great. It was my first Elder Scrolls game and it's still the one I spent the most time with. But when you look at the weirdest, most interesting parts of the lore, the stuff in this video, most of it comes from the older titles. Games like Morrowind, Daggerfall, and even parts of Oblivion weren't afraid to be complex and strange. That's why I made this video, to highlight some of the lesser known stories and keep that popular series alive. If this video helped you discover something, or made you more curious about the lore, then I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching, and if you're curious, there's a lot more where this came from. Please check out my other videos, and maybe give me a cheeky like or subscribe. Cheerio!